Greetings, friends. Welcome back to the archives. I have been expecting you. Stewards of Gondor, men of Numenor, servants of the Dark Lord. Welcome back. All eyes are feasted on Gondor, the men of the West, as we have currently hosted a tournament to deduce who truly is the more powerful and formidable out of two multi-universal entities. Today, we are going to be exploring a potential fan fiction that was written by AI. This AI has written various Star Wars fan fictions for YouTubers such as Star Wars Theory and various others, with it using its enhanced knowledge in order to write an appropriate definition for how a battle would play out between these two individuals. This battle is a very unique one in the respect that it is unlike anything I've ever done on this channel, my Star Wars channel, or my Harry Potter channel. But due to the fact that I roughly upload 1 to 2 videos per week, you can expect more of this. Roughly once every 2 weeks, if that, perhaps a little bit more. However, I will still be delving into the regular Lord of the Rings lore that you have come to love that has gotten me thousands of views on the channel. So my friends, today we are going to be delving in who would win in a confrontation between the Maya, the angelic entity of Saruman, the traitorous wizard who betrayed the West in favour for what he thought was a more powerful and hypothesized was a more formidable master, and Marka Ragnos, the ancient Sith king, who was hailed as one of the greatest Sith to have ever lived by both Lord Vitiate and his descendants, a descendant of the original Dark Jedi exiles. Both of these beings were exceptionally, and I mean that, exceptionally powerful, and personally I believe they are both evenly matched as it comes with various things. Personally, in terms of power, they both seem evenly matched. But my friends, today, before we proceed with actually describing the fan fiction that the AI generated, we are going to be describing their powers and abilities, but more specifically, a brief history of their life and what got them to the place they did. Before we proceed, I would like to acknowledge that the majority of the things that I post on this channel are going to start increasing in numerarity, meaning that over the next few months and years, as this channel progresses, I will start to upload more frequently. However, due to the fact that I'm uploading daily on my Star Wars channel and weekly on my Harry Potter channel, which will be linked in the description, it is very, very conflicting and difficult to be able to handle this. And your support means the world to me. I would truly love it if you guys could hit the subscribe button, as it means far more to me than you could ever possibly perceive. Now, my friends, let us proceed as we deduce who truly is the more formidable out of these two entities. Starting off, we have Marka Ragnos. Marka Ragnos was a male half-breed Dark Lord of the Sith who dwelled on Korriban and lived during the time of the First Sith Empire, long before 5100 BBY, and around that same year, dueled the Sith Lord Simus, one of the Dark Lords, for the title of Dark Lord of the Sith and control of the Sith Empire, becoming the reigning Dark Lord and leader of the Sith Council. Ragnos defeated Simus in single combat, who was beheaded in the battle with the other aspiring Dark Lord and half-breed pure-blood human hybrid. Ragnos lived for over a century, perhaps reaching the age of 150 years, growing in power, slowly and manipulatively putting his adversaries against one another and ensuring that there were no threats to his throne until he reached advanced age. Following his death shortly before the Great Hyperspace War, two powerful Sith Lords attempted to claim his throne, these being Sith pure-blooded Naga Sadow and Ludo Kresh. Both dueled each other to occupy his throne and to become the reigning Dark Lord. Ragnos' spirit appeared before them as an apparition, a remnant of his true dark side power in his own funeral, and claimed that only the most worthy should succeed him. Ragnos continued to dwell for over 5 millennia as a Force ghost after his death, trapped within the confines of his own tomb in the Valley of the Dark Lords on Korriban, leaving a beast later known as the Beast of Marka Ragnos to Sith acolytes and overseer Tremel and Darth Barris as the Beast of Marka Ragnos. 1,000 years after the Dark Lord's death, Exar Kun summoned the spirit of Ragnos from his grave through the use of various talismans and dark-side-imbued artifacts. Ragnos christened Exar Kun as the new Dark Lord, with Ulic Qel-Droma as Kun's apprentice, as an attempt to resurrect the Long Empire that was prospering in its golden age thousands of years prior. Thousands of years after the Sith Empire during the New Republic era, The Dark Jedi known as Tavian Axemis made an attempt to resurrect Marka Ragnos back from the depths and bowels of chaos and the Force, using an ancient Sith artifact known as the Scepter of Marka Ragnos that he used in Sith combat as doubled up as a sword, in order to siphon and absorb the Force energy from a multitude of dark side nexuses all spread across the galaxy, empowering the cult known as the Disciple of Ragnos. Tavian's goals to resurrect Ragnos almost succeeded, but her operation was overthrown by the Jedi Jaden Core, who banished Ragnos' spirit and enclosed him in his tomb once again, where it was dragged back into the netherworld of the Force, screaming that he would one day return. Next, we have Saruman. Saruman, also referred to as Saruman the White, was the first of the Astari, known as the Wizards, emissaries of the Valar, who was sent to Middle-earth, dispatched specifically by Aule, the Smith of the Valar, in the Third Age to help in the countering the return of Sauron, the Dark Lord who was stated to be the mightiest of the Maya, and Saruman would be the mightiest of the Wizards for many, many centuries. He was the Order's chief, and the head of the White Council that composed of both Gandalf, Galadriel, Elrond, and some good either regard, Radagast the Brown. He was the Order's chief and the head of this council that opposed the enemy of Sauron. However, in time, the wizard came to share the wish of his Dark Lord's counterpart, power as quasi-equal lieutenant by his side, or by claiming the One Ring first to have utter dominion over Sauron. He betrayed the White Council and acted as a double agent, betraying his people, and began serving Sauron as his chief lieutenant in Isengard. As Sauron's two-faced vassal, Saruman pledged Isengard's nominal fealty to Mordor and assailed the kingdom of Rohan in the War of the Ring, in which he was defeated and killed. After Sauron's downfall, Saruman journeyed to the Shire, dragging Grima Wormtongue along, his faithful servant, who was beginning to have dark thoughts about the death of his master, and imposed a tyrannical regime with him as the petty thug lord, known as Sharky in the Shire. However, the oppressed hobbits rallied against him, and overthrown wizard was backstabbed by the mistreated Wormtongue, and his House of Spirits was denied the West, banished eternally through the gates of night. He is one of the few characters in the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Legendarium who was morally grey, being neither a fully committed minion of the One Ring and Sauron, nor an agent of good. But now, let us proceed with the actual confrontation and the fanfiction the AI generated. The battle between Saruman and Marka Ragnos took place in the ancient tomb of the Sith Lord, deep beneath the surface of the planet Korriban. The tomb was engulfed with dark side energy and the spirits of long-dead Sith warriors, making it a perfect location for the battle between two formidable sorcerers. Saruman, seeking to gain knowledge and power, had foolishly underestimated the hostility of Ragnos' spirit towards him. He had entered the tomb with the intent of summoning the powerful Sith Lord, but quickly realized his mistake as Ragnos appeared before him, wielding a massive Sith warsword and filled with anger and hatred. "You dare to enter my tomb and attempt to summon me, wizard?" Ragnos sneered, his sword crackling with dark energy. "You will pay for your insolence." Saruman, unfazed by Ragnos' threat, replied with a sly grin. "I have come for your knowledge and power, Lord Ragnos. I will not be stopped by a mere weapon." With that, Saruman unleashed a powerful spell that summoned a horde of gigantic bats to attack Ragnos. The Sith Lord expertly wielded his sword, cutting through the bats with ease, but he had an ace up his sleeve, his secret power imbued into his sword. Ragnos unleashed a powerful fast of Force energy that sent Saruman flying backwards. The wizard quickly regained his footing and unleashed a powerful spell that created a barrier around him, protecting him from Ragnos' attacks. The two powerful beings clashed in an epic battle, each one determined to come out victorious. Ragnos' sword proved to be a formidable weapon, capable of deflecting Saruman's spells and unleashing devastating force assaults and offensive techniques. But Saruman's knowledge of magic proved to be equally formidable, as he summoned enormous demons and elementals to fight by his side, using the embodiment of power. The battle was intense and both warriors were heavily wounded, but in the end, it was Saruman who emerged victorious. Having barely defeated Ragnos, he was badly hurt from Ragnos' forced attacks, but he had gained the knowledge and power that he had sought once he had entered the tomb of the ancient lord. As Ragnos lay on the ground, defeated, he let out a furious scream. "You may have won this battle, wizard, but I will return. The power of the Sith is eternal." Saruman, not wanting to take any chances, prepared a spell of banishment. He channeled all his remaining energy into the spell, and with a wave of his hand, Ragnos was sucked into the endless abyss of chaos. As Ragnos disappeared into the void, Saruman burnished a sigh of relief. He had emerged victorious, but at a great cost. He knew banishing Ragnos to chaos was a necessary measure to ensure his own survival, but he couldn't shake off the feeling and unease that lingered in his mind. He limped out of the tomb, his thoughts filled with the knowledge and power he had gained, but also with the memory of the fierce battle that had nearly claimed the White with its life. Well, my friends, stewards, and agents of darkness, what did you think of this video? Did you personally like this new fanfiction idea of a Star Wars character versus a Lord of the Rings character? After seeing how well this does on YouTube and seeing if it gets an adequate amount of views, I will appropriately judge whether I should continue this series. I intend to have this series. With next week, I will most likely continue with another character, potentially Vitiate, Sidious, or Naga Sadow, fighting against another Lord of the Rings character, and continuing the trend, having a multitude of Star Wars lore and Lord of the Rings lore that will be intertwined in my own incredible warring story. Goodbye, my friends. This is where we part ways. I'll see you gliding through the streets of Valinor. And remember, as long as you live, the spirits of the West will be with you.